Hello, it's Reverend Tony here. It's great to see you again. Well, it's sad that I still can't see you, though you can see me. I hope you're all getting on okay. I know that some of you will be back at school now, and I hope that's going okay. And some of you won't be at school. You'll still be at home, but at least you can play out with your friends a bit more now. But just want to let you know that I do think of you very much, and I'm really looking forward to the time when I'm able to come into school and to take collective worship and assembly and actually see you. So this is the next best thing, me doing collective worship assembly from home and putting it onto YouTube and Facebook and so on. But it's not nearly as good as actually seeing you. Anyway, we'll begin with our opening responses and then I'll tell you what I'm doing with these gold coins. God is love all the time. All the time, God is love. Do you remember last time I did collective worship 2 weeks ago, I made some chocolate fudge and I told you the story about the woman who had taken some yeast, well they called it yeast, but in actual fact it was a bit like sourdough, and made some bread. Well, my wife told me that I should have used the story of actually making bread to illustrate that story. So as we go through our collective worship today, I'm going to show you some of the pictures of what my wife did when she made some bread using sourdough. So this is how it begins when you make bread. There's flour and some water. And now some of the sourdough starter is being poured into the mixture. And a little bit of salt. And I think it's probably going to be stirred up. And then it will be a question of waiting. Waiting and waiting as it's proved, until eventually it can be used to make bread. And now it's covered with cling film and left for a while, waiting. It's been resting for the last hour, and now it's being stretched and folded, and this has to be done every half an hour for the next 2 hours. And as you'll see in that story, and as I told you when I was making the chocolate fudge, there's a lot of waiting to do. Waiting for the various parts of the process to be done. 4.5 hours later, we're finally able to turn out the mixture onto a board so that it can be shaped and proved and left for another half an hour before you can do anything with it. It all takes a lot of time, but we begin to see that it has increased in size over the last 4.5 hours. Half an hour has gone by, and so now these loaves are ready to put into the mould so that they're all shaped. And then that's going to be left for a bit longer, for quite a while, to rise again for its final proving before it's ready to be baked in the oven. But we don't just have to sit on our bottoms and wait for something to happen. We actually have responsibilities to do something while we're waiting for God's purposes to come about. And that's what these gold coins are about. Because Jesus told a story about a man who was going away to be made king and who entrusted his servants with some gold coins, and he wanted to know what they were doing with them. So I'm going to move these off there for a moment and put 3 gold coins on there. 1, 2, 3. He called his servants together and gave each of them a gold coin. Let's read from the Bible the story about what happened next. When the man had been made king, he came back. At once he ordered his servants to appear before him in order to find out how much they had earned with the gold coin that they had been given. The first one came and said this: "Sir, with the 1 gold coin that you gave me, I have earned 10 more gold coins." "Well done," the master said. "You are a good servant. Since you were faithful in small matters, I will put you in charge of 10 cities." The second servant came and said, "With the 1 gold coin you gave me, I have earned 5 more gold coins." To this one the master said, "Well done, you will be in charge of 5 cities." The third servant came and unwrapped something from a handkerchief. It was the gold coin that he had been given. He said this to his master: "Sir, here is your gold coin. I kept it hidden in a handkerchief because I was afraid of you, because you are a hard man. You take what is not yours and reap what you did not sow." The master said to him, "You bad servant, I will use your own words to condemn you. You know that I am a hard man. Well then, why didn't you put my money in the bank? Then I would have received it back with interest when I returned." Then he said to those who were standing there, "Take the gold coin away from him and give it to the servant who has 10 coins. But they said to him, "Sir, he already has 10 coins." "I tell you," he replied, "that to all those who have something, even more will be given. But those who have nothing, even the little that they have, will be taken away from them." I wonder what Jesus meant by that story. Well, again, he talks about a time of waiting. They were waiting for the master to return. And they'd each been given something to make use of. They'd been given a gold coin to see how much they could earn from it. And some of them did well and made 10 gold coins. And another servant did well and made 5 gold coins. But one of them did nothing. We've all been given great gifts and great responsibilities. We've all been given talents and skills. What are we going to do with what we've been given? Are we going to use it well? Like our education, like our opportunities in life, like all the things that we get the chance to do. Are we going to use them well and grow and develop and benefit other people? Or are we just going to say, "I don't want to do anything, can't be bothered"? That's what Jesus is saying to all of us about making the most of the opportunities that we have. Not just now in the coronavirus time, but all the time. Using what we have to benefit others. And when we use our gifts, our talents and skills to benefit others, we'll be given more. But if we just say, "Well, I'm not going to do anything," eventually it will wither and die. Just like a muscle, if you don't use your muscle and your skill, it withers and dies and is no good to anyone. So, a challenge for all of us to use our talents, our gifts and our abilities for God, for other people, to be the best that we can. We're going to sing our song now, and then after that I'm going to say a prayer. This is a lovely song. It may be new to many of you, but it's a great song. It's called Count Your Blessings. And part of it says this: count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. And it encourages us to make the most of all the opportunities that we have. Let me say a prayer. Loving God, we thank you for all the opportunities that we have in life. We thank you for our education, for being able to go to school and learn. We thank you for the gifts and talents and skills that each of us has. Help us to make the best use of them, so that we may grow and develop, and so that others may benefit from the things that we do. All this we ask because of your great love for us. Amen. And here, 13.5 hours later, the small amount of flour and water with the sourdough starter added has produced 2 loaves of bread. Lovely looking, yummy bread. God is love. All the time. All the time. God is love. Go and show that love to everyone you meet. Amen. Well, thank you very much for watching our collective worship, and as I say, I do look forward to the time when I can see you in person in school. Next week it'll be Reverend Gareth, and then the week after I think we've still got time for me to do another collective worship in 2 weeks' time, and I look forward to seeing you then.